Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie, and today we are very excited to do another round of reading roulette.
We are tackling the TBR again.
It's never going to be completed.
I mean, truly, we have added more to the list than we took off during our last attempts at shortening the list.
I think that's just going to it's going to be how it's going to be. Sorry to let anyone down. The TBR, it's never going away. But today we did make a list of 20 different stories that we're looking at tackling. Alex gave 10. I gave 10. We're going to roll a d20 and we're just going to see what the fates have picked for us to read. We'll each read 3 series and come right back to tell you whether they're worth reading and if we're going to continue.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready to start out with your roll number 1?
Yes.
Drum roll. 9.
9 is Dear Door.
You know, this just feels right.
Yeah, you know what? I put that on there.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so I'm going to roll my first one.
Okay.
And I got 11, which
Killing
is Killing
Stalking. Honestly, not going to be too difficult for you because this is one that you have started.
Here's the thing. Not only have I started Killing Stalking, I only have 8 episodes left.
Yeah.
And I have put off reading those last 8 episodes. This is the fates really trying to rub it in our faces right now.
See, I was thinking, okay, either you were going to get it and only have to read the 8 episodes, or I was going to get it and have to read it, and then you would probably still have to read the 8 episodes.
I know. So either way, you were like, hey, Annie.
Read.
No. All right. Roll number 2 for you, Alex, is 10.
10 is Pygmalion.
Now, rumor about this one is that this has a throuple in it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And a switch couple.
I mean, it sounds fun.
It sounds right up your alley. And roll number 2 for me. Well, I got Killing Stalking again, so we're not going to do that.
Fate really wants you to read
Fate's
Killing
like,
Stalking.
hey, bitch. All right, we're going to try that again. Roll number 2 is 7. So it's Covenant. Man, I got another one that you put on the list.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is one that I have the first 3 volumes, so I will give those to you to take home and read.
All right. Sounds good to me. And last but very much not least for Alex, we have 16.
Which is Delicious Blood.
So exciting. That is one that I put on the list.
Yes. And
the final pick for me, roll number 3, is Killing Stalking.
Is it really joking? The fates are like, you bitch, you better read this.
I need a moment of silence. Okay, we're gonna try that again. I get it. I'm gonna finish.
You better finish this time.
Roll number 3.
You've
times
angered
2.
someone.
Yeah, no kidding. And roll number 3 for me is... Oh my God.
Is it 11?
Yes. What the hell is happening?
Okay, try one more time.
Number 8.
Number
Staff
8 is
only.
Staff only. All right.
Another
So,
throuple story.
we have our assignments all in the middle. 7 through 11 were all picked.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm honestly jazzed about this.
Me too.
We're going to go and take a real quick break, and we'll be right back in podcast time. But it's going to take us a minute to read these.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Welcome back.
Oh, hello again. What a time it has been.
We have gone away. We have read some stories. And now we're back to tell you about them.
What a doozy. Honestly, I'm still holding it against that dice roller that I had it out for me.
Here's the thing is you were so close. The dice roller just really wanted to make sure that you needed to finish those 8 episodes.
It was like, I'm going to tell you 8 times. But you have 8 more episodes to read. Well, I did it.
Yeah,
okay.
you did.
I read all of my stories, not all of them, but I did read a significant portion of each of them so that we could talk about it. So there you go, Dice. That's what you get. But we're going to go ahead and start out in the order that we rolled them. I think that makes the most sense.
Yes.
And I'm really excited to hear about your thoughts on Dear Door Uncensored.
Okay, so Dear Door, I don't have to tell you about it, like where it is and all that, but I'm going to anyway. Mm-hmm. So we are reading it on Tapas, but you can also find it on Leeson, Manta, and TappyTune. There may be other places you can find it, but those are the platforms that I know of.
Yeah, if you're reading it on whatever your preferred platform is, they all have different price models.
Yeah.
But it's a widely available story.
Yeah.
And it's coming out in print.
There are... Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, releasing in October. Can you believe it's October?
No.
Crazy.
So there are 166 episodes of the full version. The all ages version is taking out a significant portion. There are only like 130 something in the all ages version.
That's a pretty steep difference.
So there's a big difference, and I haven't made it very far in this one yet, but I have looked through, and it does seem like it's going to be different enough that it is worth me trying to read it again. Mm-hmm. So as a reminder, this one is about Kyung-joon, and he is a police officer. At the start of the series, he is hunting down a supernatural cult. Mm-hmm. And he finds them all and is trying to, like, you know, kind of, it's a bust. Like, they found them, they're going after them, all of that. And he gets almost captured and used as a door for a demon king named Cain. Mm-hmm. Now, Cain is beautiful. We all know it. I'm just going to put it out there.
I've seen him. He's giant.
He's giant. Yeah.
In many different ways.
This is true. But he's also, like, he's in charge of everything and everyone. Mm-hmm. But eventually, Kyung-joon is in charge of him, so that's just a dynamic I love to see.
Yeah.
I love their relationship. My problem with this story has never been about them as a main couple, or really the story overall, because it's really about Cain is one of the rulers of the underworld, and he is having, like, a war with another ruler of the underworld, and who's trying to get him ousted and killed. And so there's a lot of, like, action, fighting going on. My problem has always been that there are 10 million, and that's an exact number.
I was curious.
Characters that you have to remember. Mm-hmm. And it's just a lot to put into it.
I have heard that the story is very dense. And
yeah.
I attempted to read a few episodes of it. It wasn't because I wasn't interested or that I didn't like it, but this is one that I feel like when you're reading it, it takes your full attention.
It does.
And I am the type of person who's like, I'm going to read 70 different series at a time, plus I'm reading 2 books right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and you really can't do that with this one.
Yeah, it really needs to take all of your time and focus so that you aren't losing something. Mm-hmm. And I just haven't had that time to dedicate to it yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page where, I mean, I've purchased this story, so I will be reading the full version.
Wouldn't be the first time we purchased a story and hadn't read it, though.
Well, you just have to call me out on that, I guess. It's okay.
It's me too.
Yeah.
We have a problem.
So overall, it's definitely different enough that it's worth reading the full version. I've also heard that the all ages version does lose, like, a lot of the meaning that the characters have behind the story. So if it's something that you're interested in, are able to purchase, could be a good way to go with that version. But the beginning part does include those 2 main characters. We also see Jin Young, and he is best friends with Kyungjoon. He's also secretly in love with Kyungjoon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole situation that persists for a while in the story. But don't worry, he gets his own love interest eventually.
Spoilers. I'm going to forget this in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know. That's why I can spoil it.
Like, you have the attention span of a goldfish.
Or just the 10 million other stories you're focused on, so you'll forget.
True. I usually have to come up with like nicknames for the characters just to keep it straight.
Yeah. You also find out early on that Kyungjoon was engaged to Jin Young's sister. So that complicates it even more. But she had a terminal illness and she died. So she's already gone. She's not a part of this story at all. But he is grieving her at the beginning of the series and having a hard time with it. And Jin Young is trying to talk to him about this, make him get out and like do things, like have dinner, play games, and like just kind of live. And he's like, please leave me alone. I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
So he's struggling, but then Kane comes in. He becomes a door. And I don't even think I mentioned what that means, but when you become a door, it is the demon's way of using you as a portal to get to hell.
Okay. And to the human realm, I'd assume, from hell.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goes both ways.
Yes. And the reason that Kane is like so gung-ho about the idea of Kyungjoon being the door is because usually they die from being a portal. Like it's just too much for them, for your body to take, and it ends up killing the person. And it doesn't kill Kyungjoon. So he's a reusable door. So everyone is like, this is great. We got to keep him. And he's going to be Kane's door.
All right.
And that is the story so far. I know what's going to happen. Like, I have the gist of the story.
But you're missing 30 episodes.
But I'm missing 30 episodes, so I am going to continue reading this one. I do think that this might be one that, like, if we ever get to do our cabin reading weekend, I will bring this story to read so that I can, I can sit down and like spend an entire day on this.
It might need longer than a day.
Yeah, it might.
I know that we're professionals, but that's a lot of binge reading.
It is, and it's so dense. They're not short episodes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think nothing will ever be longer than I Was the Final Boss.
Those episodes were like it was like the same as reading a chapter of a book.
Yeah, it really is.
Which is impressive and also intimidating.
So, yeah, I'm going to read it, and you should read it too.
Yeah, I will. I know that I will. It's always just a matter of when.
Yep.
So, we'll get there. Speaking of a matter of when, my first role, as some may remember, and my like 7 billionth role was also Killing Stalking.
Yeah.
This story is an interesting one, and I'm going to start out my little speech here by saying unpopular opinions ahead. So you were warned. Killing Stalking is a thriller, also categorized as a boy love. I'm going to say loosely, but it is categorized as a boy love. It is a completed series on Leeson with 71 episodes, 67 of which are the main story, and there are side stories trickled in. This story follows Bum, and he is really just kind of a sickly, really quiet, keep to himself student at school. And he has developed an unhealthy relationship with stalking his crush. His crush is Sangwoo. He is very popular. He's got like the blonde dyed hair. All the girls are in love with him. Bum is also in love with him. And Bum just kind of is like following him around, and it's gotten to like a sickly level at this point. And at the beginning of our story, Bum decides that it'd be a great decision to break into Sangwoo's house. So he's taken his obsession like even further. He's now crossing those personal boundaries. Sangwoo doesn't even really know that Bum exists. And Sangwoo goes into the house to, you know, smell a pillow or two and just be a creep ass.
Yeah.
And he hears a noise in the basement. He's like, oh my gosh, Sangwoo's probably there. I should probably go see him. And it's not Sangwoo, but a woman who is tied up and basically being tortured in the basement. And she's asking for Bum to let her out, and he's frozen in his tracks.
He doesn't know what to do?
No.
Have you seen Don't Breathe?
No.
Okay.
I have a question. Look me in the face. Do you really think I saw it?
Well, it's not that bad.
Okay. If you're comparing it to this, it might be bad.
I mean, it's bad, like, as a concept. It's not pleasant, but it's not bad as in, like, it's, you know, super bloody, gory,
Okay.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's
What's the
something I
genre?
think you could handle. It's probably
Horror?
listed as thriller horror. I'm actually going to look it up and see. Horror crime is what
Okay.
it's listed as. It's not as bad as, like, some of the other movies that I've probably tried to make you watch. But this one is about a group of 3, like, young adults who are struggling. So they break into people's homes to steal things, and they pick their targets on people who they think will be, you know,
The easiest targets.
Yeah. And so they find this old man, and they know that he has a lot of money from some, like, settlement or something that happened. And he lives in, like, not the greatest neighborhood, not the greatest house. And so they decide they're going to go steal from him. They go in and try and steal from him. And one, he is, like, ex-military, don't mess with me, I will mess you up kind of guy. But then 2, he's got a woman chained in his basement as well.
Great.
So, yeah.
We love that. Yeah, so Bum does go into this basement, similar to the movie, is frozen in his tracks, not expecting to see a woman tied up. And who comes home but Sangwoo, who's like, this is annoying. Who the hell are you? Why are you in my house? I have had private matters to attend to. And he kills off the girl very quickly. And then he, you know, ties up Bum, and he's like, you can't go anywhere. You witnessed a murder and you witnessed a girl being kidnapped. And Bum's like, I don't want to go anywhere. I actually want to stay with you because I broke in because I'm in love with you. And so Sangwoo's like, that's an interesting concept. I might keep you around for a little longer. And that is the beautiful start of this twisted and messed up story.
Yeah.
I am trying not to go into too much detail because you have not read this story and you are interested to read this story.
Yes.
I do think you'll like it. And
you're kind of fucked up. You might like this story.
I was going to say, do with that what you will. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I think, one, that puts you in the majority. I think a lot of people do like this one. I know it can be extremely controversial because people are really on the fence as to whether or not it constitutes a boy love because it is more of that thriller horror aspect.
I think that, like, there's probably 2 camps when it comes to this. To me, when I see boy love, I don't think automatically that it's going to be a romance. It just means that the 2 main characters are both going to be men.
Yeah, I think that boy love is a bit broad. We've read a wide variety of different boy love series, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the physical relationship between the 2 men is healthy. So in that sense, the 2 leads are males. There is a sexual relationship that develops.
Yeah.
And I would say that this, no matter what, even if that BL tag is involved, whether you're on whichever side of that camp, thriller goes first.
Yeah.
It's definitely more of like this psychological thriller that you're going through. I think that I started reading this when I wasn't in a mood to read it and forced myself to read a lot further than I had planned to. I even went back and read more than the last 8 episodes that I needed to. And I did it in the hopes that I'd be like, you know what? Maybe I'm just in the mood for this. And maybe I wasn't in the mood for it again. But fate said I was, so here we are.
Fate strongly suggested that you finish this one.
And you know what? And I did. And I'm glad that I finished it, mostly because it's just another nice little thing I can check off the list. And I do quite love doing that. But when it comes to this entire story, it's like a fever dream. You kind of feel like you weren't supposed to see any of what happened.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, wow, I'm never going to get my innocence back. Just clutching my pearls.
But on the other hand, like, I know you've read other dark romances, which
I know.
From what it sounds like is if it was going to be anything that's like a romance, is that's what it would be.
You know, yeah, it would definitely be. And again, like, we're talking dark romance. These, like, Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline, while I read it and enjoyed the series, the way I got through it was not calling it a romance, because it's not really, like, what relationships should be or to strive for. I'm just like, they just have, like, some fun with each other, but it's a thriller.
Yeah. But I don't read because I want to see the real world, so I'm okay with it being toxic. I also, like, I read plenty of toxic stories.
I know. And I do too. I don't know why my mind is like, this one's fine and this one traumatized me and I'm never picking it up again.
Yeah.
But alas, that's where we are.
Maybe it's because you don't think that these main characters are hot, but you think that Damien's hot.
Now you listen here. Hold. Okay. I'm getting my composure.
I'll let you recover.
It is so different. Framing your wife for murder so that she will lean on you is so different from a stalker breaking into someone's house, that person's house being the owner is a serial killer, and the serial killer keeps the fucking crazy stalker guy as his own little fucking pet. And then they have, like, very non-consensual, you know, experiences. It's so different.
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
But also, like,
I
don't know.
So I follow different, like, book groups on Reddit for, like, recommendations. And one thing that is a requirement for, like, the romance Reddits that I follow is it has to have a happily ever after, or at least a happy for now.
Weird.
And that's, like, to be considered a part of the romance category. Like, there are other things, but it's also, like, they say, you know, happily ever after doesn't always mean, like, what you would actually consider a happily ever after in the real world.
Like Shape of Sympathy. It should have been they were happy apart.
Yeah, like, it could have been, like, Stockholm Syndrome. I've fallen in love with my captor, but now we're happy together, is considered a happily ever after.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything's up for interpretation.
Here's the thing, okay? This entire story just threw me for a loop. And, like, I'm having a hard time talking about it and not just, like, ranting about the ending, which would be a spoiler for you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. But I'll say that the ending didn't feel cathartic to me. And this story, like, genuinely was just so hard for me to read. So much so that the hiatus that I took between reading this one was, like, 2 years.
How many episodes?
I only had 8 left.
No, I mean, how many episodes is it?
Oh, it's 67.
Okay.
And I literally was stuck at, like, episode, like, 58. And I was just like, too bad.
Yeah. Well, I'll read this one and let you know what I think.
Yeah. And I think you'll like it. And I think, to be fair, most people that I have talked to who have read this one loved it.
Is it one that you think I will like enough to purchase?
Physical copies of?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. That's fair.
Because you already have it purchased in webcomic format.
As if that has stopped us before.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like, okay, Murderous Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Let's just look at an example. Very stark differences. But like Murderous Llewellyn, you read it. You're like, oh my God, I need to own this so I could read it again and again forever. Right?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I'm like, I need to read this forever. Look at that art. I just need it so I can look at it. To me, like the art is very grotesque.
So maybe.
You know what? Yeah. As I'm saying it, I'm convincing myself that I'm wrong.
I mean,
Maybe.
I bought Bastard.
Yeah, you'll want to own this. The fates have really taken us on a journey here.
Yeah.
And so what I will say is thank you, fates. I'm done. I've officially finished it. And it will never be added to another reading roulette ever again. Unless it's for Alex.
I have one that I think you're going to love. So you can stop talking and thinking about killing stalking.
And here's one thing I would like to note. I know exactly what you're going to talk about next. And I added it to the list.
And I love it. Thank you.
I'm so glad.
So the next one that we're going to talk about is Delicious Blood. This is on Leeson, 50 episodes. It's a completed story. Mm-hmm. This is a boss-employee romance fantasy.
Beautiful.
I love this one so much. And I found the specific moment that I was telling you reminded me of a book that we've read. And it's My Vampire Plus One. So
the best book.
I would honestly say you could compare this to the first two. Mm-hmm. There's just like they give the same vibe, even if they're not the exact, same story. But this one is about Yu Jiang, and she is a college girl. Mm-hmm. She's going on a trip, and she's in a summer class where she has to take pictures. So she's in this kind of small town taking pictures by herself. She runs into this very well-dressed man. His name is Daniel, in a suit, looks fantastic. And she runs into him, like physically runs into him. And so they have a little stumble at first. And she is looking at him thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you just ran into me. And he is like so put together and like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, are you okay? And then a reporter comes up and starts talking to him because he is a very wealthy, well-known cafe owner. Mm-hmm. The cafe that he owns is called Delicious Blood. And she hears about this cafe and she's like, I'm going to go find out about this guy. Like, I don't like him, so I'm going to see more. So she goes to his cafe and she walks in. And everyone in the cafe is drinking the specialty drink that costs $20. And it is a bag of blood. Now, she doesn't think that it's actual blood, but it looks like it.
Okay.
So it's, an IV bag set up.
Mm-hmm. And they're drinking it.
And they're drinking it.
Okay.
Which I will say my husband has done with the margarita. Remember? We sent you the picture. And that was a fun margarita.
Yeah. People do all these fun, eccentric things now.
Yeah. It could be that. In this case, I don't think that it is. But she's like, wow, the inside of this building is so cool. Everyone's drinking these weird drinks, but I'm just going to ignore that and like take pictures of the actual building itself. Mm-hmm. So she's taking all these pictures, and then this rude couple comes up to her and is like, hey, I saw you taking pictures of people. You better not have pictures of me on there. And she's like, I didn't take any pictures of any people. Like, I wouldn't do that without their permission. Mm-hmm. And they are just being like super combative about it. And eventually they're like, you have to give us your camera so that we can confirm that there are no pictures on there. And she's like, all right, fine. I'll do that. And so there's some back and forth. And then they end up like in kind of almost like tug of war with the camera. And she goes flying into a picture and it breaks. And Daniel comes out. He's like, what's going on here? He makes the couple apologize to Yu Jiang. Mm-hmm. and makes her stay behind. It's like, you come with me. That painting was very expensive, and you owe me for it. $100,000. And he's like, but I have a proposition for you. You can come and work at my cafe, and you can pay it off like that. I'll pay you well, and just come here and do that. And if you don't want to do that, then we can settle in court. So she's like, well, I guess I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of back and forth where she's like, I live 4 hours away. So he's like, okay, come and stay in the cafe. You can just stay here for the summer until school starts back up. And she's like, okay, I guess. I need to go home and get my stuff. And he won't let her go home alone. So they go on a little road trip together to get her stuff to come back. And when they're like getting to know each other, this is the part where there was a very specific moment where I was like, oh, this is just like my Vampire Plus One. And it's when she asks him how old he is, and he says that he is 230 years old. And she's like, stop joking around. And he does that throughout. Like, there are a few times where he makes a mention of something that would make him a vampire, and she just assumes that he's joking.
Well, yeah.
Which is exactly what happens in My Vampire Plus One. It is so funny. I love them. He's very, like, hot cold with her at the beginning, and she calls him out. She's like, I don't know how to act around you because sometimes you're nice and sometimes you're a little weird. And I just don't know what to do. And he's like, okay, I'm going to be nice now. It's fine. And I love it. Like, the cafe manager is a woman who's, like, slightly older. And she is kind of no nonsense. But then she's also in love with Daniel. So once they start getting closer, she gets really mad at Yu Jiang. And is like, I hate you now because you got his attention and no one has ever been able to get his attention. Yeah. And why you? You're just some, like, boring college girl. And, I mean, it's just so cute. Yeah. I absolutely love this one. You're going to love it when you read it.
I have to read it, especially just the comparisons you made with a book that I know that I love. So, yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm going to have to dive into it immediately because I have no self-restraint. The next one I'm going to talk about isn't the second one that I rolled, but I kind of want to put it in there because there's a bit less to talk about. This series is called Staff Only. It is a BL Omegaverse, and I would categorize it as a short story because it's only 10 episodes. The main story is complete with 4, and the side stories have 6.
Interesting.
So it's more side story than main story.
Are the side stories still about the main characters from the main story?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are. It's just a bit more specific. And so we'll kind of get into that.
Okay.
This one is also something you could categorize as PWP.
Yeah.
Which in a professional setting.
And we are professionals.
And let it be known, we're professionals. Stands for porn without plot. So it's just smut. It is just smutty smut. And I loved it. It was great. The story follows Hansel. He is our male lead. And of course, living in an Omegaverse means that you have alphas, omegas, and then betas in the middle. They're kind of like the regular humans. Don't have any traits, anything like that. Betas just kind of live as normal people. And he works as a teacher. He's like, I'm just a beta. I'm just living my life. But he starts to have serious medical complications and he's not understanding what's going on. And he goes to the doctor thinking he's dying, which I can attest to. I feel like every time I go and I have like a slight cough, I'm like, is this the end? So Hansel, kindred spirit. He goes to his doctor and finds out he is not in fact dying. He is, however, a late bloomer, and he finds out that he is an Omega and that it just took a while for his traits to present themselves. So his doctor gives him medicine to take suppressants. They were like, hey, you know, when Omegas give off these different hormones, it can be really difficult because the different alphas and things, they can sense those pheromones. It just causes disturbances. Take your medicine, you'll be fine. And he's new to this. He doesn't have, you know, like a handy dandy pill case to like organize all of his stuff. So he forgets his suppressants early on. And he goes to school like normal, but unfortunately he goes into heat, meaning he's just like full bone sweat, cannot control himself, like feels like he's going to pass out almost.
Yeah.
And he's giving off all these pheromones. And he's like, thank God it's the end of the day. I kind of feel like I'm dying, but I just forgot my medicine. And I'll just go home. But he can't even get home. Like, he's collapsed at this point in the hallway. So who comes to get him but Chan? He's the gym teacher. And he's like, look, we'll get you to the school nurse. We'll see if they have any medicine for you. Like, we'll figure out what's going on. So he helps him there. You have Ye-sung, who is the school nurse, who immediately is like, you're an Omega and you didn't take your fucking medicine. Like, that's what this is. I can sense it. I know Chan is trying to be, like, nice about it, but, like, that's what this is. And Chan is like, oh, well, I mean, I just brought you here because what better place to take you than the school nurse when you're having, like, a medical emergency and you have two alphas right here who are willing to help you. How do the alphas help him? Well, it's a great question. We know. I'm not even going to answer that. Why? Because it's uncomfortable to say out loud for me. This one is crazy. The main story is basically just Hansel trying to adjust to being an Omega now and realizing that the nurse and the gym teacher both like him. And what is the solution that you make other than you form a throuple?
I mean, I'm always saying that's what they should do.
And you know what? They do, and it really does work.
Yeah.
It's funny because I love these characters so much. The school nurse and the gym teacher are kind of like love rivals. Mm-hmm. And so they all get into the throuple only because their common interest is Hansel. But then they kind of form their own little side alliance, like against Hansel too. So it's nice to like see the whole relationship come together.
Everyone needs their own dynamic in the relationship.
Yeah, and it really is just great. So if you're looking for a smutty Omegaverse story that is very cutesy and has a throuple, it has everything and more.
It sounds great.
Yeah, I think you would like it. It would be like a really quick one for you to read too. Yeah.
So 10 episodes, pretty quick.
Yeah. And I did say that we had 2 throuple series in here. We don't.
Yeah. The next one that I'm talking about is Pygmalion. And you said it was a throuple. It is not.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is a hilarious story though.
Yeah.
So this one's on Leeson. It is a fantasy boy love night story. This one is about Max. He is a captain of the Royal Knights, and he goes on a mission to kill Medusa. Now, he makes a fatal mistake because he is walking out of the cave after Medusa, and Medusa goes, hey, look over here, and he does, and he becomes a statue.
Aww.
And he is the ugliest statue ever.
That's so mean.
He kind of looks like a block person. He looks like a Minecraft person. That's what it is. He's very blocky.
And this is not how he looks in real life.
No, he's a regular human. Everyone else looks normal, but just when he becomes a statue, he looks like a Minecraft person instead. Mm-hmm. And so at first, there is like a town gathering.
I'm not even laughing at you. Have you ever seen the movie Three Amigos?
No.
With Steve Martin in it?
No.
Okay, there is a comedy movie from forever ago. Steve Martin, Chevy Chase Martin short. They call themselves the Three Amigos, and they're like performers, but they're going up against like an actual gang of bandits.
Oh my gosh.
And so they ride around on horses, and they're in like these like like decorative outfits.
Yeah.
And they had a TV show where they were like these saviors of this village, and someone like seeks them out thinking that they saw it on TV and they thought they were real.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, please save our village from these bandits. So they're like, okay. So they get all dressed up in their outfits and they have no idea what they're doing and how to like infiltrate like this whole group of people.
Yeah.
And so they have like one person hiding, and when you said Medusa called him over by being like, oh, look over here. Mm-hmm. There's a part where they're trying to like caca to each other.
Caca!
But he's doing it, and the person that he's supposed to caca to is not hearing him. Mm-hmm. So he's going, look up here! Look up here! And literally all I heard was that in my head, and then I had to start laughing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they are just the best comedy trio.
I know. It was so good. So I wasn't laughing at you for once. So good job.
Thanks.
You're doing great.
Thanks. So they bring him back to the village and they have a ceremony. They're like, he was a great knight. Mm-hmm. Now he's a statue in our town center. Let's dedicate this day to him.
Even though he's ugly.
Even though he's an ugly statue. And after a month, a bunch of people come and they're like, all right, we got to redo the town center. It's time to get rid of this statue.
No!
And what they don't know is that Max can hear all of this. He's just living in this statue. So he's like, please don't chop me up.
That's so much worse.
Yeah. And they're like, we got to get rid of this guy. He's been here too long. And
he's really cramping our style.
Also, at this point, is bird poop on him. Like, they don't keep him clean. It's just sad.
Aww.
And so his best friend, Alexa, she's an archmage, and she comes to, like, say, no, I'm going to take him, and I'm going to... She's made a big declaration at the parade or whatever that they had for him, that she was going to discover a cure to turn him back into a person. Mm-hmm. And she just had to give up her life savings to this guy to do it.
Oh no.
And Max is in the head, like you can hear his thoughts. So he's like, no, don't do that, it's a con.
But he can't say it.
So she gives all of her money, and she's sold her house.
No.
So they're like, okay, you can have him, but where are you going to take him? And she's thinking in her head, like, oh, I don't have a house. I can't take him anywhere. And so another person comes up, and this is Eden, and he is an elf from the mountains. And he's like, I'll take him to my house, and I'll pay you guys to take him back. So they're like, all right, cool. Alexa doesn't like Eden at all. She's like, he's kind of a jerk, and I really don't want Max to go back with him, but there's nothing else to do, so whatever. So
they're like, Max wouldn't mind.
So they take Max back to the house. Eden pays the two people who delivered Max to the house and doesn't ask for change, so he paid them too much. And this is where you find out that Eden is not a jerk. He's just very self-conscious and doesn't know how to talk to people. And he doesn't know how to ask people for change, so he just overpays for everything.
Oh, so no, I love him.
He's just, you're going to love him so much. He's the best. He's just like misunderstood. So like Alexa thinks that he's very standoffish, but really he's just scared to talk to her because she's so loud.
Aw.
And
people have probably experienced that with me.
And so he's just crying to Max and being like, I just wish that I could talk to people, and I'm so glad that you're here now and I can talk to you. And
he bought the statue so he'd have a friend to talk to.
Well, he liked Max before, but like didn't know how to express that.
Do they know that he's in there, or do they think he's entirely solid stone and that he's not a, like, living being?
They think that he's just solid stone, not a living being.
So he did just buy this statue to have a friend.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he cries next to it. His crying face. Oh, don't worry. That's not the worst thing he does next to it.
Oh, no!
So, through Alexa's research, the one thing that she has found out is that elf sperm can bring back the statues.
This is what she paid all the money for?
Yeah.
Who said that? Eden?
Oh my gosh. So, poor Eden, he's like just been alone forever.
I can see where this is going.
Not quite yet. So, he hears about a mission that's going to happen to go and hunt down a flying lion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, cool. I'm an archer. I'm going to go do this. So he's talking to Max, and he's like, Max, I got to go for 3 months. I'll be back. And Max really, he has a severe separation anxiety now because Eden is the only person who talks to him. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't want Eden to leave. And he hated being in the town square.
Yeah.
Because it was really lonely and people kept making fun of him for looking ugly.
It's so sad.
But it's okay because Eden shows Max himself in the mirror and Max is like, oh, I get why people call me ugly.
Aw, that's really sad.
Oh my gosh. So Eden leaves for 3 months. Alexa's like, I can't believe that Eden left the Max statue in his house. Mm-hmm. So she tries to break into Eden's house for those 3 months. Is not successful.
Yeah.
When Eden comes back, then he is again talking about how the guild that he went with was so mean to him and like they left him for dead. So he gets very drunk and Max is like, I've never seen him like this before. What is going on? And he's looking through all these pictures and he finds one of Max and he's in a wet t-shirt and he gets pretty excited about this. And this is where we discover that Alexa's theory about the elf sperm being a cure is accurate. So Max comes back to life and he goes to seek out Eden. He's like, oh my gosh, Eden, I am so excited that I'm a human again. And I've been listening to you this whole time. And I just want you to know that, like, I like you and, you know, we can be friends and all this. And Eden is mortified. He's like, this is the most embarrassing thing ever.
I'm with Eden on this one.
So
he bought a statue with the likeness of the person he had a crush on.
Not really the likeness, just, like, the actual essence.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like him.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's just, here he once stood.
Here is his remains.
Yeah.
And so he's just, like, absolutely mortified by this. And Max is trying to make him feel better and is like, it's okay, like, my commander in the army once caught me and, you know, whatever. And Eden's like, yeah, but you didn't do it when he was right there. And so Max, to make him feel better, is like, okay, well, would you feel better if, like, I did this in front of you? And so he does, and he turns back into a statue while he's holding himself. And so Eden doesn't know what to do, so he goes to Alexa and brings Alexa back, and Alexa is like, you pervert. What have you done to him? Did you force him into this position? And Eden doesn't know what to say. And so then eventually she's like, all right, well, the only way that we're going to solve this is you have to make him a human again.
In the most embarrassing way possible.
So he does make him a human again. Max talks to Alexa tells him everything that Eden had told her, that, like, he's just very shy and he doesn't know how to talk to people. So, like, quit being mean to him and quit yelling at him. And also, he didn't make me do that. That was my own choice. Mm-hmm. And so now where I'm at is they're about to go on a journey to find a way to permanently transform him into a human so that he doesn't turn into stone every once in a while. And the three of them are going on this journey together. And it is, I can tell already, going to be hilarious.
Alex, I did have to open it just to know.
The stone?
Yeah, the fact that they saw the embarrassing position that he was in and decided the solution was to put a bouquet of flowers where something precarious might have gone.
Yeah, Eden's like, why? What am I going to do? And then Alexa asks him, why is he holding flowers?
I need to read this one yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the whole thing.
Yeah. This one wasn't even on my radar, so I am so glad that you put this on the list.
Me too.
Because it is so funny. I love them so much. It's hilarious. It's perfect.
I'm so glad. Last, but very much not least, for reading roulette, the last one that I read is called Covenant. This is a story that's on Webtoon. It's an action series. And the one thing I'll flag before we even dive into it is that the series is actually done publishing on Webtoon. So the artist is taking a break. They're going to be continuing to post on their socials and on Patreon. But the series, as we know it on Webtoon, is no longer going to be there. However, this is entirely worth the read already so far. And this is coming from me, who does not traditionally like action series.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing that out there for anybody. If you don't always like action series, this one is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to consider this one completed just on the Webtoon side of things. It's not. They'll continue to have physical copies and stuff like that coming out. So you can follow their socials. But it has 91 episodes on Webtoon that you can read for free. You should probably just get the physical copies anyways because they're gorgeous.
So pretty.
This story follows several different characters, but our main story is revolving around Ezra. And all of these characters are a part of the Church of Providence. So it is a church that exists to help eradicate evil from the world, protect humanity, worship God and, all of the angelic powers that exist above them, things like that. And the way that they're able to help eradicate evil from the world is by making covenants with angels, and the angels will lend them their power so that these humans can wield it and they can, exorcise and put demons back where they go. Just the act of doing this is gorgeous. The designs for the demons are beautiful. And if anybody is just, I don't even know a better way to say it, a slut for tattoos on their characters, this story is going to be great for you. Every single person that belongs to the Church of Providence does have these etchings and these tattoos in their skin, and it's how they can channel the angel's energy. So every time they make a new covenant with an angel, they get a new tattoo inscribed on their skin, and it all just starts glowing. They're animated panels that show the process of how this looks. It is just like awe-inspiring. The entire thing is just beautiful. It's also just a very detailed story in general about faith, because Ezra does run into a few different issues. He currently wields the power of Gabriel, who is God's messenger angel, as well as Barachiel, who is the chief archangel. And he does have the powers that were lended to him, but he still needs the angel's permission to use that power. Mm-hmm. And Ezra's kind of at odds right now with Gabriel, because Gabriel is saying, I know I see it in you to wield my power, but you're not allowed to use it yet. You're not strong enough. You need to, strengthen your faith, strengthen yourself before you can wield this power. And he's constantly giving Ezra riddles in his dreams and things like that. And Ezra's getting pissed off with it. But you find out in this that Ezra goes, I believe in the evil of the world because I've seen it. And I believe in angels because they are there. I can see them. I don't believe in God. Mm-hmm. And he's very different from everyone else because in the Church of Providence, their entire basis almost revolves around believing in God.
Yeah.
Ezra is an outlier for his entire church because everyone obviously operates underneath the belief in God. And his is more, I believe in what I can see. These angels have lent me their powers. I believe in them. I believe in evil. I believe in using these powers for good. And he's seen the wrath that these demons take upon the humans. Mm-hmm. And his entire goal is I want to leave as many people unscathed as possible. There is a rival church that comes through called the Great Church. They think that the Church of Providence is calling forth the demons because they're in the front lines of fighting them off. And they're like, there's been a huge breach. You're fighting them and it's just getting worse. So you're not really doing your jobs. You're kind of bad at it. Mm-hmm. And the Church of Providence takes a different route with it. They choose not to kill the demons, but to send them back from where they came from. Mostly because if the demons make a pact with humans, then when the demons are killed, the humans that they are contracted to die also. Mm. Their goal is if they send away the demons, the contract is null and void, as opposed to the humans also losing their lives. Whereas the Great Church is kind of like, we have to get rid of evil either way. There are going to be some sacrifices. So Covenant really is that story that follows Ezra in his journey of faith. And I mean, it's funny because the Great Church is like, yeah, right, there's no way that the people practicing in your faith communicate with angels.
Yeah.
Ezra does meet with Gabriel, though, often in his dreams, mostly to discuss different challenges that he's going to be coming up against. Gabriel tries to give him a riddle or two to help him try to prepare for it. And there is one dream that he ends up having with Gabriel after they have a run-in with demons where he says, I have someone I need you to protect. And he's not allowed to explicitly tell Ezra the details. He goes, as soon as the sun's up, you're going to know who it is. Mm-hmm. And by the time the sun goes down, you're going to understand why. And he just leaves Ezra with that. And of course, Ezra's like, so you said he, so it's a guy.
Yeah.
And Gabriel gives him a little wink and disappears.
Okay.
So Ezra ends up going to class and meeting Sunny Wen. And he just has a dark aura about him. This doesn't faze Ezra at all. He has a hard time looking past the fact that Sunny is beautiful.
Don't we all?
You and me both. But it's very obvious at this point that Sunny is going to be the person that Ezra needs to be keeping an eye on. Mm-hmm. So I'm only about 10 episodes into this series. I'm already hooked. I was nervous because of the action. The first couple episodes, I was like, ugh. There's not going to be anything to keep me going. And then right there at episode 10, I'm like, oh, I see that look between Ezra and Sunny.
You did show me there's a little blush going on.
Yeah, there was a little blush. And I was like, you and me both.
I love that. I know you put Pygmalion on, or you purchased Pygmalion originally.
Yeah.
Because you saw the cover and you thought it was pretty.
Yeah.
I did the exact same thing with Covenant.
And it really almost never leads us astray.
I mean, we have good taste. Judge books by their covers.
Yeah. Whoever said not to, they obviously never went blind into a Barnes & Noble. I do love Covenant. I think it's great. I think you should continue to buy the physical copies. I'm going to probably buy my own physical copies, knowing who I am as a person. And it really is good. I'm excited to see if there's a romantic element through it all. But honestly, just the way that they build the foundations of how religion and faith ties into everything, in how you can be a strong person and how to use that faith appropriately. Mm-hmm. It's just refreshing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on, but it's great.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So all in all, I think this was a huge success.
I mean, I feel like we have some good stories here. We're definitely going to keep reading. you've got a recommendation for me that you didn't really like, but probably I will like. And, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And we have a roulette list that we'll probably end up switching out stories on because we always have forever stories that we need to continue reading.
It's not like we bought 10 more stories this week.
And with that, we thank you all for joining us on the Comic Queens podcast. We're looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.